temptation will don't yield to it. Genesis chapter 4. I'd like for us to use NLT, and I'd like to read from verse 4. Genesis chapter 4, NLT. It said, Abel also brought a gift, the best of the firstborn lamb from his flock. The Lord accepted it, but he did not accept Cain and his gift. This made Cain very angry, and he looked dejected. Why are you so angry? The Lord asked Cain. Why do you look so dejected? You will be accepted if you do what is right. But if you refuse to do what is right, then watch out. Sin is crouching at the door, eager to control you. That is the motion of sin. Sin will always come through desire. Look at the next word. It said, eager to control you, but you can subdue it. So temptation is subduable. Write it down. You can subdue it and be its master. Say with me, I'm a master of the devil and his antics. Can we say that together? I'm a master of the devil and his antics. Somebody say amen to that. So the Lord told him. One day Cain suggested to his brother, let's go out into the field. And while they were in the field, Cain attacked his brother Abel and killed him. Did God already tell him about it? Did he yield to it? He yielded. So until we yield ourselves, the devil cannot force himself on us. Write it down. The devil does not force himself on anybody. In this case, even sometimes we even say the devil. You see, it's the choices we make that determines the outcome of what we do. Somebody say amen to this. Amen. And now, why we are doing this is that we want you to understand how these things happen. We don't need to blame God. Romans chapter 6 that we read on Sunday, we need to continue from verse 14. And I want you to follow closely. Romans chapter 6 from verse 14. Learning anything tonight? Okay, let's go. It said, for sin shall not have dominion over you, for you are not under the law, but under grace. So sin thrives under the law. The strength of sin is the law. True? The strength of sin is the law. So let's make progress. In verse 15, it says, what then shall we sin because we are not under the law, but under grace? God forbid. Know ye not that to whom ye yield yourselves servants to obey? So sin, when people fall into sin, they have yielded themselves to be servant to that thing. When a man, for the sake of the lust of the eyes, the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eye, the pride of life, yield himself, he becomes a servant. Somebody say amen. Let's read it together. Join me read. Know ye not. Help me say I know. That to whom you yield yourself servants to obey. His servant you are, to whom you obey. Whether of sin unto death, of obedience unto right. So the choice is yours. So you can make the choice today, but you cannot determine the outcome. The wages of sin is death. The outcome of sin is death. James explained that. He said when sin is consumed or consummated, it will bring forth death. Now, but you see, it doesn't just force himself on you, yield. It's a yielding. Cain yielded to it. Although the Lord had said to him, sin is crouching at your door. But he yielded. And until you yield, the devil cannot force himself on you. I never forget what a judge told a criminal one day. They asked him, why did you commit this act? We are sentencing you for life imprisonment. He said, I have one word, last word to say. It is the devil that did it. And the judge said, until we catch the devil, you will be in custody. Any day we'll catch the devil that did it, we will release you. Am I communicating? Because at the end of the day, you make excuses, but the truth is you only yielded and you became a servant to that thing. And for us, we yield to be servants of righteousness, not servants to obey sin to death, but we obey to righteousness unto life. Somebody say amen to this. Am I communicating? So these are The things we need to know. Otherwise, we keep blaming God. Every little thing is God. Is God. Was Jesus tempted? Yes. Is temptation sin? No. Until you yield to it, it is not sin. It is when we yield and the fruit of it, which is death, shows up, then we know we are falling for that temptation. Until you yield, you have not fallen. Write it down. Until you yield, you have not fallen. The proof that you are falling is that you have yielded, and in this case, unto death. And that's what the Bible teaches. It says, but God be thanked that you were the servant of sin, but ye have obeyed from the heart that form of doctrine which was delivered to you. So every one of us today that we are saved is because we yielded to a teaching, a doctrine that delivered us. We got this message in our